Hey everybody, welcome back to Bobo Foot Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about the Conquest feats, the mini-boss, the boss and the modifiers that you can look forward to for Sector 2. Our Sector feats for Sector 2 are to win 20 fights without losing a unit, to get 14 wins with a team of Imperial Troopers, to gain health steal 20 times, and to gain defense up 60 times. So generally these feats look pretty easy, pretty reasonable, and shouldn't be too much of a problem for most of us. The mini-boss for Sector 1 will be a Darth Treyer-led team, and we'll have two feats. One will be to win the fight with Captain Han surviving, and the other will be to win the fight with no rebel units in your team. The boss fight will be against a General Grievous separatist team, where we'll need to win with Veers and Snow Trooper surviving, and to win the fight with no Empire units. The first feat in Sector 2 is to win 20 fights without losing a unit. So I would hope that all of us are going to be completing that naturally as we progress through the sector. Then we have to win 14 fights with Imperial Troopers. There are 3 leads that we could use for this, though I've put the 2 most likely to succeed here. So we have the obvious General Veers lead team with Admiral Piet and Dark Trooper, and then we want 2 units from the remaining 4 listed here in Range Trooper, Colonel Stark, Moff Gideon and Shore Trooper. Basically, you're going to want to pick whichever one lines up well against the node you're facing. It might be that you don't want to use Gideon early so he has higher stamina for when your Piet runs a bit lower on stamina, so you still have that nice TM start for the team. The other team is an Iden Versio lead with Death Trooper most likely, and then 1 tank in Stormtrooper or Shore Trooper, and 2 units from Magma Trooper, Colonel Stark, Snow Trooper and Range Trooper. This might be node specific, it might be AI specific, so this may or may not work. It may not work at low gear. It's a bit hard to say right now, but it could theoretically be a good team to use. The last team I wanted to touch on, which I haven't listed, would be a Moff Gideon lead with Death Trooper, Dark Trooper, Stormtrooper, and then a support unit in Colonel Stark or Range Trooper or Admiral Piet, depending on how your staminas have lined up. So you could potentially do a 5-5-4 split here to get through the 14 wins quite comfortably. The next feat I wanted to look at here was how we're going to gain health steal 20 times. So I think we've got a little spicy team here. Now this is a Dash Rendar lead with Bobo, Scion of Django, Chewbacca, Han Solo and Kira. The important thing here is Kira's unique, and it doesn't need the Zeta. But at the end of each turn, if a single enemy suffered more than 1 crit, Kira becomes prepared and gains 15% turn meter, not important, but she also gains health steal up. Each ally that used an ability this turn also gains health steal up. So if we think about this, Han Solo has a pre-turn, he'll shoot someone and crit twice, and Chewbacca will assist. So that's going to be 3 health steals straight away, and it's going to feed turn meter for Dash. Well, for the whole team, but for Dash to go a bit quicker. Dash is then going to AoE. Now, assuming you have him with a high crit chance, he's going to hit everybody 3 times, and that's going to be 3 crits per person. You can assume that you're going to crit at least 1 person twice, which means Kira is then going to trigger again, and that'll be 2 more health steals. Probably Bobo, Scion of Django will then go next. Ideally, you would probably just want a basic. If he's got a 100% crit chance, again, that's a double crit. Him and Kira will gain health steal again. This should lead into Chewbacca or Han going. Every time Han goes, he could potentially get the 2 crits because of the Chewie assist. Same with Kira, because Kira will be guarded from Chewbacca, so she could AoE and potentially cause crit triggers, or she could use her second special to target Dash Rendar, and then basically the whole team will assist, and you'll get a lot of health steal triggers. I would be surprised if you cannot knock out this feat in 2 nodes with this team. If you don't have this team online, you could look at doing something with Grief Karga Bounty Hunters, which will also potentially progress some of your global feats. And there's some other people like Palpatine who can use his second special to get yourself the health steal up for your whole team. Either way, I don't think that feat is going to be very difficult, but I think this team is the one that's going to knock it out the quickest. Then we need to gain defense up 60 times, and we have a couple of options here. A Jedi Master Kenobi lead. This could also work with a JML lead, or potentially a JKR or JKL lead team. With Barriss of Fae, because her special gives defense up, and Grandmaster Yoda, because his battle meditation will copy the defense up from Barriss. And then you have a General Kenobi and a C-3PO. The C-3PO is just here to try and get the stacks onto Grandmaster Yoda, so Grandmaster Yoda can use that battle meditation more often. But the same principle would work with a JML team or a JKL team. There is the option of doing the cheese team that would be Clone Wars Chewbacca, and then just some very tanky units. So General Kenobi, you can put a GL in there. You can put whatever you want, really. But that core allows that team to live, maybe not clear a node, could clear a node, but potentially get 60 defense ups in 1 node. I'm looking at it from doing this over 6 nodes, because we have to do 20 fights anyway. We're only looking at doing 13 nodes with some Imperial Troopers, and only maybe 2 nodes with the Dash team. So we have some flexibility to not try and fail or push ourselves too much. The other option is to look at doing a Mon Mothma lead team with Kyle Katarn, Pal, Kara, and Hoth Rebel Scout. Kyle Katarn's second special clears all debuffs from the team, and then grants them all, apart from Mon Mothma, defense up. So you're going to get 4 defense ups from Kyle. If he manages to get 10 attacks out of turns, he's going to take a bonus turn, reset his cooldowns, and then use it again. So can then get 5 on the second time, as Mon Mothma will likely have summoned the special unit at that point. So again, a nice team to knock it out. Not quite as quick as the Jedi version, but still should be pretty comfortable. Our Sector 2 mini-boss is going to be Darth Traya on a team with Darth Talon, Darth Sion, Darth Nihilus, and Sith Empire Trooper. The modifier for this node is that when a Sith ally is defeated, all Sith allies gain 50% max health and offense stacking until the end of the battle, and gain 50% turn meter and recover 50% health. Whenever a Sith ally defeats an enemy, they gain Dark Ascension stacking, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Dark Ascension increases the damage they deal by 30% and decreases the damage they receive by 15%. It's also worth noting that they will have over-prepared 2, so they will start with an additional 40% max health, max protection, max offense, and max speed. That means that this node could be tricky, so we're not going to want to we're not going to want to go low on this. We need to use some powerful teams probably. So for the win with Captain Han surviving, I'm looking at doing a Jedi Master Luke lead. It could be Jedi Knight Luke, but either Jedi Knight or Jedi Master Luke. We're going to use Grandmaster Yoda, Captain Han Solo, as we're forced into doing that, and Hermit Yoda. The idea here will be to probably kill Nihilus as quickly as possible, using the Luke leadership skill, first to target Grandmaster Yoda to plow through that ultimate charge as quickly as possible, and then trying to get some kills with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker to progress our global feat. For the win with no rebels, I'm going to look at using the Dash Rendar team, but this time with Boba Fett, Son of Jango, the Mandalorian, and Kira. The reason why I feel relatively comfortable with this one is because Dash Rendar is hopefully going to outspeed the Darth Traya team. His AoE is going to put daze on everyone, which is going to lock down that turn meter gain from both Darth Talon and from Darth Nihilus's uniques. So hopefully then we can take over the fight. I've put Boba Fett and the Mandalorian in here just so we can progress the global feat for Boba and the Mandalorian wins. But if I'm not comfortable and if I felt that this fight was tricky when I did it with the Jedi, maybe I'll bring in some more powerful scoundrels here. Possibly not Han, as I don't want to trigger any turn meter gains before I get to start going. But it is possible that I will just use Han, target the Nihilus, get some TM going so I can outrun their team. We'll see how that one plays out in actual play. The sector boss for Sector 2 will be a General Grievous team with Droideka, B1, B2, and Magna Guard. The modifier is, wait for it, the allied leader has 100% counter chance, critical chance, defense and tenacity. The allied leader gains 10% turn meter whenever they are damaged. Whenever certain allies are defeated, the allied leader is inflicted with effects until they are defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, prevented, or resisted. These debuffs are Daze and Health Down, Vulnerable and Can't Critically Hit, Tenacity Down, and 10 stacks of Armor Shred. So this might be a tricky node, especially for troopers, but I'm going to want to try to do the win with Veers and Snowtrooper alive with a full trooper team. So I would try Veers, Piet, Dark Trooper, Range Trooper, and Snowtrooper. I really think that this is going to be tricky, especially with my Gear 12 Snowtrooper. But I think this is going to give me the best bet. But I may end up having to switch to another team to get this done. Then, for the win with no Empire, I'm just going to use the Jedi Master Kenobi team we spoke of earlier, with Barriss Offee, Grandmaster Yoda, General Kenobi, and C-3PO, just so I can finish off or progress the sector feats and hopefully get those knocked out. As we look at the breakdown for Sector 2, we should naturally complete the 20 wins without losing a unit. It's going to take us about 13 nodes to complete the 14 wins with Imperial Troopers, 2 nodes to complete the gain 20 health steals, 5 nodes to complete the gain 60 defense ups. Then we're going to need 1 node for win with Captain Han surviving, 1 node for winning with no rebels, 1 node for winning with Veers and Snowtrooper alive, which should also finish our wins with Imperial Troopers, and 1 node for a win with no Empire, which hopefully finishes our defense up. And hopefully the win with no rebels should finish our health steal up, if that isn't completed already. So this should be a nice, efficient 24 fights, which is the bare minimum, sector, in, out, get it done, no problems. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in and making it to the end of the video. Hope you found this helpful and hope this gives you some good ideas of what you can expect in Sector 2 of this Conquest and how you too can get through this quite easily and quite efficiently. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow for Sector 3.